What I'm about to tell you is going to change the way you drive forever. Because there is a serious mistake, just one, that millions of drivers make every morning when they leave home. A silent mistake, invisible, that makes no noise, doesn't turn on any light on the dashboard, and gives no warning sign at all. Until it's too late. And when it finally collects its bill, it does it all at once. A repair of between $3,000 and $6,000 that nobody saw coming. The most disturbing thing of all is that you probably already made that mistake today. Throughout this video, I'm going to reveal to you the 8 most serious mistakes you can make with an automatic car. Mistakes that nobody taught you to avoid and that can destroy your transmission. And I'm going to save mistake number 8 for the end, because that one is the worst of all. The most common, the most destructive, and the one that, if you stop making it starting today, can add more than 100,000 kilometers of useful life to your transmission. So stay, because that piece of information alone is already worth all the time you're going to spend on this video. But before getting into it, I need you to understand something fundamental: why the transmission is so vulnerable and so expensive to repair. The automatic transmission is not one part. It's a whole world inside your car. Valves, sensors, clutches, bands, torque converter, planetary gears, oil pump. Hundreds of components working in perfect sync under very specific parameters of pressure, temperature, and lubrication. Each one depends on the other, and all of them depend on you, as the driver, not doing anything that throws that balance out of control. Because when that balance breaks, even for a second, the damage begins. You're not always going to feel it right away. That's the most treacherous part. The damage builds up in silence. And when it finally shows itself, there's no patch possible anymore. You have to take everything apart, take it to a specialized shop, and face a bill of between $3,000 and $6,000. That's what's at stake. Keep that in mind as you read what follows. Mistake 1. Accelerating hard with the engine still cold. This is the mistake most people make without thinking about it, because it seems harmless. The car starts, the street is clear, and your foot goes down on the accelerator naturally. But here is what happens at that moment inside the transmission. The transmission fluid has been sitting still all night, cold, thick. At that temperature, it doesn't flow with the speed or the pressure it needs to protect the internal components. So when you demand power before the system is ready, clutches, bands, and seals work under load with less lubrication than needed. It's not dramatic damage you're going to feel today. It's premature wear that keeps adding up, kilometer by kilometer, until the components give out before their time. The solution requires no effort. During the first 5 kilometers of the day, don't go over 2,500 revolutions per minute. Let the fluid warm up. Let the pressure stabilize. Let the system wake up at its own pace. A habit that costs nothing and that, if you keep it up, can add years of useful life to your transmission. Mistake 2. Putting it in neutral on downhills to save gas. This myth has been going around for decades, and it's still alive because it sounds logical. If the engine isn't pushing, it doesn't burn fuel, right? No, and the reality is exactly the opposite. In a modern automatic car, when you're going downhill with the lever in drive and your foot off the accelerator, the electronic injection system cuts off the fuel supply completely. The engine keeps turning thanks to the vehicle's own inertia. Zero fuel, free. On the other hand, when you shift to neutral while moving, the engine loses that connection to the wheels and needs gasoline to keep idling. In other words, in neutral, you use more. And that's just the financial problem. The mechanical one is worse. In neutral, the internal oil pump stops being connected to the drivetrain, which reduces lubrication right when it's needed most, on a long downhill with growing friction and heat. Never shift to neutral while the car is moving. On downhills, drive, or if your car has a manual mode, drop a gear and let engine braking do its job. You arrive safer, you spend less, and you protect the transmission at the same time. Mistake 3. Accelerating with the brake pressed, also known as brake torquing. Maybe you've seen it at a traffic light. Maybe you've done it yourself without knowing what it was called. Brake with one foot, accelerator to the floor with the other, RPMs high, and when you release the brake, the car shoots out like it was catapulted. It feels powerful. What you don't feel is what's happening inside. The torque converter is absorbing all that energy without being able to release it, and that leads it to generate heat at a brutal rate. Transmission fluid can reach 160 degrees Celsius in a matter of seconds. At that temperature, the internal clutches burn, the seals deteriorate, and the converter's useful life takes a nosedive. The price of that moment of adrenaline gets paid later at the shop. If you want a strong launch from a stop, there's a correct way to do it. Release the brake completely, wait half a second for the transmission to settle, and only then accelerate. The car responds just as well, or better, because the system works the way it was designed to, without the hidden cost. Mistake 4. Driving with low transmission fluid level. Of all the mistakes on this list, this one is the most passive. You're not actively committing it, you're simply letting it slide, without knowing the cost of that indifference. Automatic transmissions lose fluid over time. It's unavoidable. Microscopic leaks in the seals, evaporation of volatile additives, gradual wear of the system. The loss is slow, almost invisible, but it's constant. And most drivers never check that level because they assume the shop does it at every service, which often doesn't happen. When the level drops enough, hydraulic pressure falls, the clutches start to slip, internal temperature rises. Every kilometer under those conditions is damage that accumulates. Check the transmission fluid every 3 months. Most cars have a specific dipstick for the transmission, near the engine, marked with a red or orange cap. Do it with the engine running, the car on level ground, and the transmission warm. And if you need to add fluid, use exactly the type your manufacturer specifies. Not just any transmission fluid works in any car. Each brand has its own formulation, and mixing types can do more damage than having a low level. Mistake number 8, the one that comes at the end, is the one that destroys the most transmissions in silence. The most common, the most underestimated. Keep reading. Mistake 5, towing the car with the drive wheels resting on the ground. This is the only mistake on the list that doesn't depend only on you. It depends on the tow truck that comes to rescue you. But the consequences, for better or worse, you're the one who pays them. When a front-wheel drive car, which is the vast majority of cars on the road, is towed with the front wheels turning on the pavement, those wheels turn the transmission's output shaft, which in turn moves the internal components. So far, that sounds normal. The problem is that the engine is off, and without the engine, the oil pump doesn't work. The transmission is spinning dry, without lubrication, building up heat and friction with nothing to control them. In a matter of minutes, you can destroy a transmission that was in perfect condition before the tow truck arrived. The rule is clear. The drive wheels must always be lifted. Front-wheel drive, front wheels up. Rear-wheel drive, rear wheels up. Permanent all-wheel drive, flatbed, no exceptions. If the available tow truck can't meet that condition, wait for another one. An hour of waiting is always better than $3,000 of transmission ruined along the way. Mistake 6. Using manual mode at high speed without judgment. Manual or sequential mode, that plus and minus symbol on the lever, exists for a valid reason, to give you control in specific situations. The problem isn't using it. The problem is using it wrong. The most common scenario, you're going 90 kilometers per hour in 5th gear, and you decide to drop into manual mode to brake with the engine. Good intention, but instead of dropping 1 gear at a time, you drop straight down to 2nd. At that instant, the engine goes from 2,000 revolutions per minute to trying to spin at 5,000 or 6,000 revolutions per minute in fractions of a second. That abrupt jump generates a torque shock that can damage the clutches, the converter, and even engine components. Some cars have electronic protections that prevent that shift. Many don't. Use it with judgment. 1 gear at a time, checking that the RPMs don't exceed the limit before dropping another. Save it for steep grades, controlled braking, situations where you truly need that extra control. It's not a mode for everyday driving. Mistake 7. Forcing the lever when it's stuck. It happens more than one would like. The lever doesn't move, it's jammed, and the natural instinct is to pull it harder. Shake it. Push it from another angle, whatever it takes to make it give. That instinct, as understandable as it is, can cost you a lot. The lever is connected to the transmission by a system of relatively delicate mechanical and electronic components. Forcing it can break the selector cable, damage the locking mechanism, or make the transmission go into the wrong gear without you noticing. What you should do instead is much simpler. Almost all modern automatic cars have a manual release system called shift lock release, located near the base of the lever, under a small cover that's removed with a flathead screwdriver. You press that button while stepping on the brake, and the lever releases. No force, no damage. If you can't find that button, or your car doesn't have one, take the car to the mechanic. The cost of a checkup will always be less than repairing what force can break. Mistake 8, the most serious one, shifting between drive and reverse without coming to a complete stop. We've arrived at the one that destroys the most transmissions, not in a spectacular or immediate way, but silently, cumulatively, over months or years, until one day the transmission stops responding and nobody understands why. A lot of people do it without thinking. They're pulling out of a parking spot, the car is still moving backward, and they're already shifting to drive to move forward. Or they're pulling out of a driveway, the car is just starting to stop, and they're already moving the lever to reverse. It seems harmless. It's not. When you're moving forward in drive, all the internal gears, clutches, and bands are spinning in one direction. If at that moment you shift to reverse, you're asking the transmission to instantly reverse the direction of rotation of all those components, while the vehicle's inertia keeps pushing them in the opposite direction. It's not a shift, it's an internal collision of opposing forces. The impact, in terms of torque, is equivalent to dropping the transmission from a second floor. In a single maneuver, you can break gear teeth, bend shafts, destroy bands, and burn clutches. And the same thing happens in reverse. If you're coming from backing up and you shift to drive before the car has come to a complete stop, the transmission takes the same hit in the opposite direction. What makes this mistake especially treacherous is that the damage is cumulative. One time, it might not destroy anything right away, but every time you do it, every rushed parking maneuver, every pulling out of a spot without stopping all the way, you generate internal microfractures that keep adding up. After hundreds of repetitions, the components give out. The transmission starts to slip, to miss gears, to respond late. And one day, without warning, it stops working. The solution is a single rule with no exceptions. Before shifting between drive and reverse, bring the car to a complete stop. Press the brake until there's no perceptible movement at all. Wait a second and only then move the lever. That second of patience can save you between $3,000 and $6,000. Bonus: putting the lever in P also requires being stopped. Same principle, different mechanism. The parking lock system works with a small piece of metal that physically locks into a gear to immobilize the transmission. If the car still has inertia when that happens, that piece takes an impact that can break it. And when that happens, the transmission can no longer lock itself. Your car can move on its own while parked on a slope. The rule is the same. Brake completely. Wait a second, and only then put the lever in park. The 8 mistakes, so you don't forget any of them. 1. Accelerating hard with a cold engine. 2. Putting it in neutral on downhills to save gas. 3. Accelerating with the brake pressed. 4. Driving with low transmission fluid level. 5. Towing with the drive wheels resting on the ground. 6. Using manual mode at high speed without dropping one gear at a time. 7. Forcing the lever when it's stuck. 8. Shifting between drive and reverse without coming to a complete stop. If you consistently avoid these 8 mistakes, a well-maintained transmission can last between 300,000 and 400,000 kilometers without needing a rebuild. It's not luck, it's not chance, it's the direct result of decisions that are made or not made behind the wheel. And if you want to go beyond just knowing what not to do and truly understand how your car works on the inside, I left you in the pinned comment a complete course package on mechanics, electricity, electronics, and automotive programming. The knowledge that can save you thousands of dollars in shops for your whole life. Your transmission doesn't fail for no reason. It fails because something led it there. And now you know what that something is, how it works, and above all, how to avoid it. The manuals don't explain this to you because they assume knowledge nobody gave you. The shops prefer that you don't know it because every destroyed transmission is work for them. But you already have the information. Use it.